Hi guys, it's Dr. George here for Tucked In Tuesdays, and I have a special guest. Well, a baking wizard. But I want you to know that the baking wizard is backstage and she can't respond. And I'm dressed like an eagle, and I'm going to show you the back. I'm dressed like an eagle, all American eagle, because I love me some America. And she, the baking wizard, is a dog. So, in a little bit, I am going to introduce the baker that is a dog. Happy Canada Day, Mike. How are you? And welcome to the stall, the baking wizard dog.
Wow. Thank you, I guess. Thanks.
You're welcome.
We will have a nice long discussion after this.
We can show children how to. I hear a feedback. Do you have your phone on?
I have to have it on speaker. Is it?
Oh,
I can put a microphone on.
Yeah, try that.
Okay, I'm gonna get a microphone.
The dog has a microphone. So let me get all.
I heard that. I'll be right back.
Well, hello, guys. We're here for a special edition of Tucked In Tuesdays. While my special guest gets acclimated and ready, we have a little feedback. We're going to be reading a book that has to do with the 4th of July. So happy Canada Day, watching Canada Day coverage on TV. So we're going to be reading Enzo and the 4th of July. We got Puppy Power getting all mic'd up.
All right, let's see what we got.
That's better.
Is this better?
That's much better.
Okay.
Oh, I still hear it a little bit. Let me see if it's me. Let me try. All right. I still hear myself just a little. All right. So tonight we have something special going on. So, baking wizard puppy, you want to tell them who you are?
Yes, my name is Jamie Gobert. I have Saggy Sun Sweets. I'm a local baker based here in Beaumont, Texas. And I specialize in cookies, especially when they're sugar-free, just for Belinda.
She knows that I don't like sugar-free cookies. I think it's going to be just one big dig fest tonight, and I'm here for it.
All right.
So guys, if you like the eagle more than the puppy, just put it in the comments.
Oh my God.
So what's going to happen tonight? Not you speaking to Jamie first, Rochelle.
Thank you, Rochelle. How you doing?
Now I'm going to have to get problem live. So we have Enzo and the 4th of July races by Garth Stein. So guys, and illustrated by R.W. Alley. So what's going to happen is Jamie, oh Lord is right. So what we're going to do in just a little bit is I'm going to start reading the book, and the baking wizard will attempt to make red, white, and blue cookies and have them baked before I finish the book.
Well, while we're on camera in front of witnesses,
okay.
Can I so I had an order mishap.
Okay.
So I have to improvise at the last minute.
Okay.
So the cookies will be technically kind of white since they're going to be chocolate chunk, but I got red and blue M&Ms.
Okay.
So they're still patriotic.
They're still technically red, white, and blue. Will somebody be able to purchase these?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So you'll be able to purchase these patriotic cookies.
If I don't eat them first.
You say what?
If I don't eat them first.
She'll make more. Baking Wizard Puppy will make more. Let me get my strolling. Good evening, Dr. George. Thank you for the formality. Makes me feel like the queen I am. Thank you so very much. Trying to make up with me. All righty. So, are you ready, Jamie?
Yes.
All right. So, here we go. Enzo and the 4th of July races. So, Garth Stein, because 4th of July is Friday. So it's nearly the 4th of July, which means it's time for the big race weekend. I love it when we go to the races on Independence Day because there are so many people and everybody is happy to see each other. And this year, Zoe is big enough to race on her own in the kids' cart challenge. So the reason we're dressed this way is because I'm patriotic, red, white, and blue, and she's the puppy in the book.
Oh my God.
It's a big race for Denny in the season points championship, but it's a bigger race for Zoe, who will be in her first race against other kids. What if I'm not fast enough? Zoe whispers into my ear. She's very fast. I'm not concerned. She's been driving carts since she was nearly my size, but I can tell she isn't feeling confident. So I stay with her instead of following my instinct to chase the crows that are looking to steal food. I have never trusted a crow. So Zoe is the little girl, and Enzo is the puppy. The next morning, the crew is busy getting Denny's car prepared for the big race. That is what I love about the racetrack. The roar of engines, the smell of fuel and rubber, the dirt on everyone's faces, and the look of intensity in their eyes as they work on their cars to make them the fastest of the weekend. And I also like that sometimes someone drops a hot dog and doesn't notice. Oh, she came to do a screen check. Can we see where you are now with your cookies?
Huh?
Can we see now where you are with your cookies?
Have I seen? Wait.
Can
How
we
far are
see
you in the
now?
book already?
I'm not through. I just said, can we see where you are?
Oh yeah. Wait, so I have the butter, the brown sugar, and the sugar, and I'm like halfway through.
All righty.
So you can read as slow as you want to. Slow.
It was a competition. But let's see. While Diddy's car is being prepped, he takes Zoe to register for the kids' cart challenge. When the practice session is over, one of the fastest kids looks at the registration clipboard. Let's see who's going to get second place, he says boastfully. Hey, a girl signed up for the race. Girls aren't fast drivers. I guess she'll be our back marker. I growl softly at the kid, but he doesn't hear me because he's the kind of person who can only hear his own words. Baking wizard, can we get a growl, please?
I'm sorry. A what?
A growl. Uh-oh. Let it go, Enzo. We'll do our talking on the track. I'll let it go because Denny is much wiser than me. And I trust his judgment, but I really want to fight that kid on his back marker. Oh my goodness. So, because Jamie and I are competing, there's going to be a first place or a second place. Now, I saw you stirring your mix.
Mm-hmm.
So you've already stirred the mix.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. So what else are you going to add?
I gotta add the baking soda, salt, and flour.
So why do we add baking soda?
For the cookies to help them rise. I love that these are unexpected, unplanned questions. I love that. Thank you.
4th of July is full of unexpected things. As we leave the cart track, Zoe breaks away and runs back to registration. She scratches her name off the entry list. When she rejoins us, Denny kneels down and puts his hand on her shoulder. A wise man once told me, he says to her, there is no dishonor in losing the race. There is only dishonor in not racing because you're afraid to lose. Zoe doesn't reply. I wonder if she's afraid. I hadn't thought so. She's very fast, but maybe it's something I don't understand because I'm a dog. I just don't want to, she says finally. I can hear in her voice what she really wants to do is cry. Okay, then, Denny says after a moment. I respect your decision, and I love you whether or not you race. Okay? Okay, Daddy. So she decides she's probably not going to race. So let's check in on our puppy over there. And if you haven't noticed yet, The puppy is narrating the book. That's called personification because dogs can't really talk. So, but this dog on the screen can. Bacon Wizard,
Yes.
where are we now?
I just added the flour, and I'm about to add the chocolate and the M&Ms.
Oh, is it chocolate or white chocolate?
Chocolate, chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got chocolate. See, we got a comment. Let's see. Go, Jamie, go. Tiffany Gobert.
Tiffany, that's my sister right there.
Yep, your sister's about to get voted out.
Oh.
Cleared you all. Tiffany's got to go. All righty. So we got two people cheering for Jamie.
Thank you.
Nobody for the Eagle. All right. Come on, guys. Let me show my onesie. See, I have an eagle face. Let me show you the back. Wings. I mean, that's got to count for something, right? Back to my book while she's back to her stirring. Tiffany just gave me a laugh. I don't know if that laughed it off. All right, here we go. It's time for Denny's practice session. Denny's crew chief, Johnny, Mac, and Zoe, and I go to the stands to watch. We're all wearing radio headsets to protect our ears, but also so we can hear Denny call in to Johnny Mac about how his car is driving. As Denny's car races around the track, we can see that he's not as fast as the other cars. How's the car, Denny? Johnny Mac says into his microphone. You're way off pace. Something with the setup, we hear Denny's voice crackle through the headset. She's loose, real loose, and she's pushing through. Turn 9. Okay, bring her in, Johnny Mac says, shaking his head. I'm not sure if it's the car that needs fixing, he tells us. Oh my goodness. We hope that Jamie doesn't have any hiccups that is slowing down her process. So, Jamie, I'm going to stop and ask a question. I see you have a scooper. What are you doing now?
This is how I scoop the cookies onto the pan. I use a cookie scooper that way. It helps them when they spread that way. It's still kind of thick in the middle. Yeah. And kind of like crispy around the edges. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'll keep reading. I wish Zoe would get out there and give it a shot, Denny says to Johnny Mac, even if she doesn't do well. If that's what you're thinking about on the track, then don't race, Johnny Mac says. If your head's not in the right place, you're putting yourself and other drivers in danger. You're right, Denny says. Maybe I should sit this one out. I'm distracted. Johnny Mac nods, but he doesn't seem happy. Why did you change your mind about racing? Johnny Mac asked Zoe. A boy said girls aren't fast, Zoe answered sheepishly. What a love nut, Johnny Mac cries. These are some awesome girl races out there. There are some awesome girl races out there who can teach that kid a thing or two about speed. It's true. Shirley Muldowney, Lynn St. James, Janet Guthrie, and Danica Patrick, to name a few, I've had the privilege of watching on television. Where are we, Jamie?
I'm letting them chill for just a little bit because otherwise they're going to spread like crazy.
So I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's how I do my dough. I let it chill for. Normally, I'm supposed to let it chill for like 15 minutes, but because I don't really have 15 minutes.
You don't.
No, I don't. Unless you take a break while between reading and kind of talk to the audience and just go really slow.
We do have a question. We're going to stop midpoint because right now we're at the cliffhanger where Zoe may race, may not. Dennis has gotten out of the race. And Zoe's debating whether or not she's going to race because he defeated her by saying that girls aren't fast. Now, Jamie, I have a question. What made you get into baking? Because I'm interested in what made Zoe start racing. So what made you start baking?
I have always loved cooking. And so me and my sister used to cook in the kitchen together when we were children. And I actually taught her how to cook. And so just kind of gravitated to baking. And, I love sweets. And here we are. I used to be a lot smaller back then, too.
So Oh, Zoe's small in this book. Look how small Zoe is in the book.
Yeah, that ain't me right there.
She's small in the book. So you have your business. How long have you been in business with Saggy Sun Sweet, your own business?
January made 3 years.
January made 3 years. Who was your first
No background, no nothing, nothing.
who was your first cookie that you baked?
Fun fact, I did not even want to do cookies. I did, but chocolate chip was the first cookie because I actually partnered with Goobers. Well, I didn't partner at the time, but I was going to the chamber doing business connections, and Becky with Goobers, she was like, "Well, hey, can you do some cookies for drop off?" So I was like, "Cookies? Yeah." And that's how I got started. I didn't want to do cookies because I felt like everybody else is doing cookies, but you know, you got to go with what everybody wants.
Oh, yes, I'll get you the link for YouTube. Thank you for answering. Miss Henrietta says she loves the book, but I couldn't even get to this comment. I was listening to you and this one popped up. I'm going to get the YouTube channel on while you explain yourself.
Who, me or Tiffany?
Oh no, you ma'am.
Oh yeah, I taught Tiffany everything she knows when it
I've
comes to
heard that
cooking.
before, Tiffany. Not about just about other stuff. I've heard her say things that I don't know.
No. No, I'm playing, but no, she actually was the cook. I didn't pick up cooking until later. But yeah,
Oh,
but bacon, I've always had a thing for when it came to sweets. I have a terrible sweet tooth. Terrible.
really?
Mm-hmm. A terrible sweet tooth.
So you decided that you would learn how to cook.
Yeah. Yeah. And back then we didn't have YouTube like that either. The way everybody has it now, we didn't have that back then. But
So so your first one was chocolate chip, and that's your most popular right
that
now,
is
right?
the number one bestseller, yeah.
And why do you I know the answer, but why do you think that one is the bestseller?
I think because of the way I do it with my butter, and then also because I don't use just chocolate chips, I use chunks of chocolate. So like when you
Mhm.
break the cookie apart, it's like all ooey and gooey.
Oh,
Yes. Hmm.
well, look, you got a little cheerleader.
Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rochelle said, "All congratulations." And Henrietta, I will have that link for you shortly. And Jamie just lost someone. Thank you. Tiffany is now rooting for Noir. I absolutely love it.
Wow, Tiffany. Wow.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna talk to both of y'all after this.
This is the best day ever.
Okay, so I'm about to take the cookies out the refrigerator, even though it hadn't been 15 minutes, but I'm gonna take them
So
out.
can we see what it looks like?
Yeah. So they are not really uniform since I'm kind of in a rush, but this is what they look like. They're a little bit firmer than what they were,
Okay.
but they still might spread when I bake them in the oven. And so what I'm gonna do is just top them with some M&Ms.
Oh, so you bake them.
Huh?
You're putting them on before you bake them.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go because again, I'm in a rush, and also part of my order mishap. These are the wrong kind of M&Ms too, so I'm kind of working with, you know.
Gotcha.
Melvin George
Okay.
says he needs, and you
I
will
was I
have
was
some
gonna
cookies.
let you read that.
And your plants are doing very well, Mr. Melvin. Very well. They are thriving over here.
There's that link for you. I shared it on YouTube, Henrietta, so you have that. Thank you, babe. I'm
And I
pretty
don't know
sure
how
she'll
this is
get
going
you
to
some
come out,
cookies.
so I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in the oven.
All right, they're going in the
Oh
oven.
no!
Continue in the book. Here we go. I know how fast you are, Johnny Mac tells her. Your dad knows. Heck, even Enzo knows. I barked twice. We need a dog to bark twice.
Hmm? Wait, what?
We need a dog to bark twice. See, he says, but none of us matter, Zoe, because none of us are you. You have to believe in yourself. Denny doesn't look like he's listening, but I can tell he is. I nudge Zoe with my muzzle, and she pats my head. Then she looks up at Johnny Mac, determined. I believe in me, Johnny Mac, she says. Then go get some practice, Johnny Mac says, and put your name back on that entry list so I can get your father to believe in himself too. Because I believe in you. Both can win your races this weekend. Oh my goodness. Do you think she's going to win? No, I haven't read this book.
Oh, this is my talks about me.
Oh no, do you think that she's going to win?
Yeah, she got it. She gonna win.
I haven't read this book. I don't know. We'll see. Zoe's cart zips this way and that, and around the turns, round and round, she flies by so quickly that the bored teenagers take notice. Around and around until we are all grinning. She pulls into the pits and climbs out of the cart. You're up there with the best of them. One of the teenagers said, you should definitely race. Zoe nods and puts her name back on the entry list. I see Denny watching us. I know he's proud of her too. So we got ourselves a race. Let's see. Qualifying for the races is very tense for me because both Denny and Zoe are qualifying at the same time. I have to run back and forth to make sure they are both driving well. They don't realize how much work it is for me to look after them. Since we have a dog on the screen, Jamie, you run back. Let's see, Jamie. Let's see you run back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, just run back and forth to the stove. Let's see.
You got me doing on camera.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh. I love your tail.
Kids, okay?
I didn't see your tail. I love your tail.
I'm doing it for the kids.
Thank you. And now Tiffany's back on your
Run,
side. Run, Jamie, run. Isn't that sweet? Sisterly love. But maybe neither of them did so well. They both qualified mid-pack. Let me try to get this page here. They both qualified mid-pack. Maybe I didn't help them after all. I'm worried about Zoe because she hasn't yet learned how much she has to believe in herself to become a champion. Not bad for a girl, a fast kid boasts, but you'll never catch me. I'll do my talking on the track, Zoe says, which I think is a good answer. After the racing is finished for the day, we go out onto the track. When we reach turn 2, Denny gets down on his knees and feels the pavement with his hands. He studies the turns from every angle. Did you lose something? A corner worker asks as he rolls up his flags. I lost about a half second, Denny says, and I'm pretty sure I lost it right here in this turn. So he's got a little thing that slowed him down. You know, the corner worker says, the fast guys break a little earlier here and they get on the throttle sooner. The more speed you have here, the more you're carry over there. What do you think, Zoe? Denny asks. Does that look like a half second to you? Zoe scratches her chin and squints at the tarmac. She looks at her dad. Just about a half second, she says. I think so too. Everyone has stopped working except Denny and Zoe. They crawl around the car track looking for half seconds. I love Zoe and Denny, but this is too much work for me. I've been running around all day in the hot sun watching them qualify. I doze by our neighbor's fire, which is much easier than searching for half seconds. So we're here. So let's check in with our puppy cook, because tomorrow is the big race. So, Jamie, how long do your cookies have to bake?
Well, normally it's about 10 to 11 minutes, depending on what the oven feels like. Right now, I just have them at 10, and they have 5 minutes left.
Oh.
And I don't know what they're going to look like when they're done.
So when this happens on a real day, say if I wanted to come and buy these cookies after they cooled off and they weren't looking like you like them to look, would you sell them to me?
No. But what I would do though is actually well, number one, I would definitely be baking ahead of time. But what I would do if they're not done all the way, like when I take them out, I just stick them back in the oven for like a minute and a half, and that usually does it. But
Oh,
because I haven't chilled them for as long as I normally do, we don't know what they're gonna look like.
they may bake a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
And this
10,
is live, so this is really
this is live. 10 minutes.
Ooh. Huh?
10 minutes. 5 minutes left.
I know, I know.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. Let's see what happens at the race. It's finally time. Denny's race begins first. Denny's race begins first. It takes him a few laps to learn the new way through turn two, but when he gets it down, he works his way to the front of the pack and leads the second half of the race. He pulls away from the pack of cars behind him and takes the checkered flag without a word. He moves to the crowd in victory as he takes his cool down lap. So he won. Still have a couple of pages. So no page.
I'm looking at the oven every time.
Zoe's race is next and is much tougher. It's hard for her to get past the other carts, but she and Denny must have found that half second on the cart track last night. Soon, she's neck and neck with the fast kid. The two of them leave all the other carts in the dust. So she's racing with the fast kid. You think she's going to win?
Mm-hmm.
You think
I'm rooting for her.
Look at the intensity on her face. Now, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to, if she doesn't win, so if your cookies don't come out right, and I said, I want my order at 8:03, regardless, I need my cookies, what would you do?
If you said you wanted your order at 8:03, and regardless, I'd be like, well, can I get a few more minutes, please? And because you're such a wonderful and forgiving person, you're gonna be like, yeah, take as long as you want. Yes. Matter of fact, I'll pay you without even getting the cookies. That's what you would say.
Now, would you sell me the cookies hot like they are?
No, if I'm not happy with how they look normally, like seriously, no, I wouldn't sell them.
Okay.
Unless I would communicate with the customer like, hey, it didn't turn out right. Can I get like another hour or something? That's probably what I would do.
Now, if your cookies are in there now, they're baking, do you open your oven to check them?
No, I just cut the light on and look through the oven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't open it at all.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Try as she might, Zoe can't get past the fast kid. It's almost the last lap as they come into a sweeping turn, and Zoe appears to lift off the throttle. Her cart slows, and the fast kid dives into the turn. I don't understand why she's letting him get away. But then she jumps on the throttle early, swoops inside, and easily zips past his cart. Oh, the fast kid is not happy, and he bangs his steering wheel. Zoe knows he's not thinking about racing anymore. He's worried about losing, and that's all she needs. Zoe wins by half a lap. Everybody in the crowd cheers. I bark twice. So Zoe she wins. Zoe had a strategy, Jamie. What did Zoe do? What did Zoe do?
She won.
She won, but what did she do to distract them? Well, you're not listening.
I hear somebody at the door. I gotta go to the door. Some people knocking at the door.
Jamie's worried about her cookies. But what she did is she got him, passed him up and got him mad, and knew that once he was mad, he wouldn't focus.
I was just about to say that too.
I know. I'll peck you. So Tiffany says, Jamie, I need more excitement. I do agree.
Oh my God.
It did say, Tiffany, that he barked twice again. So he won, Jamie. So let me read this. Let me read these 2 pages again. And Jamie, I'm reading this page and your voice. So you're going to act out the motions. Are you ready?
Well, my cookies are done.
Okay, but we still gonna act this part out.
Okay.
This page. All right, here we go. Try as she might, Zoe couldn't get past the fast kid. Yeah, there you go. It's almost the last lap as they come into a sweeping turn, and Zoe appears to lift off the throttle. Her cart slows, and the fast kid dives into the turn. I don't understand why she's letting him get away. But then she jumps on the throttle early, swoops inside, and easily zips past his cart. Oh, the fast kid is not happy, and he bangs his steering wheel. Zoe knows he's not thinking about racing anymore. He's worried about losing, and that's all she needs. Zoe wins by nearly half a lap. Everybody in the crowd cheers, and I bark twice.
Woof woof.
Oh, Jamie, but she won. That sounds like the bark when she was discouraged. Can we get a victory bark?
I got woof woof.
Oh, there we go. That sounds. That's me.
I gotta take these cookies out.
Zoe looks good on the top step of the podium. She's full of smiles, but Denny and Johnny Mac are smiling even more. I guess you kicked my butt, the first kid says to Zoe after the award ceremony. Well, Zoe says with a laugh, your butt's pretty big, so it wasn't hard to kick. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that about girls not being fast. Sorry. Zoe accepts his apology with great dignity. But how did you do that in the turn, Abe, he says. You were behind me and then suddenly you were driving away. That's some trick. My dad and a corner worker helped me find a half second last night, Zoe says. Want me to show you how? Yeah. So speaking of showing, we got a laugh from Dre. Let's see that cookie.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my glove right, my other glove.
And I'm still reading, so she's good. Here's what I love about the 4th of July races. I love seeing old friends making new friends and spending time with my family. I love learning secrets from corner workers and learning how to believe in myself. I love the hot sun and the smoldering campfires and the dropped hot dogs. But most of all, I love watching the fireworks at the end of the race night with Denny and Zoe, who are my favorite people of all. Let's see those cookies. Oh, that looks amazing. So Jamie, put it back in the screen. I noticed that there's little edges.
Yeah. So whenever I take the cookies out and they spread, I use the cookie shaper, and I just shape them, which leaves the cookie edges.
Oh.
And I just go through and I shape them all, and then it leaves the edges.
Do you eat the edges?
Yes, I do.
I would devour the edges.
I mean, I indulge. I indulge too much. That's my problem.
That's okay. Well, there's some glossary in the back of the book, like the bag marker and the checkered flag and the cool down lap. So all of those words in the book are back there. So I always have a takeaway from every book, and here's the end. And my takeaway from this book and this experience, Jamie and I were racing and we laughed the whole time. And sometimes when people compete, they get mean and nasty, but competing can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Rowan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it can be a lot of fun. So my biggest takeaway from this book, honestly, is don't give up on your dreams. If you have something that you want to do, like Jamie and her bacon story, you just have to keep practicing. And sometimes you have to practice a little bit longer, right? And you have to put in the time outside of hours.
You should have seen my first cookies.
How were your first cookies? Like my cookies?
When I was,
Like my cookies?
No. No, but like they would be like, because I couldn't get the cooking time down, so sometimes they would be overcooked and sometimes they would still be kind of raw. So it took a lot of practice.
So are those cookies done?
Yes.
They're done.
Yes, but they're so soft that if I pick them up, they're gonna break.
So how long will you have to make them sit?
Maybe about 5 to 10 minutes between that time frame.
5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So we got great job to you both. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Thank you. God
Oh
bless
yeah.
you in America. And the puppy takes a bow. So, what was your favorite part of the book, Jamie? Were you even listening to the book?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What was your
When she
favorite part?
won, huh?
What was your favorite part?
When she won.
Well, when she won.
Hmm.
And why was that your favorite part?
We all like winners. I mean, but it was like what she did to win and how she didn't give up.
No,
Hmm.
she didn't give
Yeah.
up. So Rochelle said, great job, ladies. Have a wonderful evening and weekend.
Thank
And
you,
guys,
Rochelle.
I'd like to tell you happy 4th of July. This 4th of July is dedicated to Jamie. This Tucked In Tuesdays is dedicated to Jamie. Thank you for the barking, the running, and acting out. The dog. The word of the night is personification. So this book, I actually had this author either on Tucked In Tuesday once before. So he has other books about Enzo, lots of great books. Enzo is quite the character. So, guys, as I say every Tuesday, thank you for joining. We'll have Tucked In Tuesday next Tuesday, and I have a very special guest. I don't want to say yet because I don't know the date, but it'll be during the day because this person works at night. But some of you see them every day on TV, but you'll only see them read during the day because they have to go to bed around 6 o'clock because they have to be at work at 4 in the morning.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So, with that being said, keep tuning in, share this live. Thank you again, Jamie, for your participation. Hang on right after, and guys, have a great night on purpose. Good night.
Bye.